A couple of things I really want to start off with. Roads flood very easily, so do rivers and creeks. Don't stand on a creek bed. It could collapse, you'd fall in and be carried away. And the roads, turn around. If you encounter a flooded road, and you're not sure how deep that water is, unless it's like your driveway or your street, just turn around, because 1 foot of water can carry away a vehicle. If that water is moving, it can carry that vehicle away. You may not have a chance to get out of it before it sinks. And expect that there's going to be some closures and detours throughout the area today because of flooding. Now, not everybody got heavy rain, but it's been moving around from place to place pretty consistently, so it's a pretty good chance that you, or at least nearby you, will see some sort of very heavy rain out there. Right now, we do have some rain, light rain falling in Philadelphia. Here are the damage reports in the last 24 hours, most of them having to do with flooding. Now, we did have some that were up into Northampton County, a lot of water rescues this morning. We did have a bridge that had broken out. We had a lot of stuff going on there. This right here represents Upper Makefield, where they had that flash flooding. We also had a tornado warning. We had one at 4:30 in the morning for Lower Bucks County, but we had one just about an hour and a half ago that was for Montgomery County and Philadelphia County. And sure enough, there were some trees that were down. They were in Shawmont, and they had those along Haggie's Mill Road. So there is a little bit of damage from these storms. Whether or not you have any spin from a tornado or it's just wind coming out of them, I want to make you aware of that, along with the flash flooding. Right now, we are looking at on our radar here, our next weather radar, a lot of this rain making its way out of the area. It is moving from southwest to northeast, and it's moving very slowly off to the east. It's more northerly moving, meaning it's going over the same spot again and again. We have a number of flash flood warnings that are still out across the area. You can see this one. This one is for parts of Montgomery County, also parts of Philadelphia County. We have another one that encompasses Gloucester County, parts of Camden County, right on down into Newcastle County. And these are going to be with us for the next several hours because of this heavy rain that has moved through the area. You can see it here quite clearly. We do have more rain on the way. So as this moves slowly, and some of these storms are only moving 10 miles an hour to the north and the east, which explains the flooding because they're dumping copious amounts of rain. So as that moves off to the north and the east, we have more that's building in on the backside of it. In fact, we're expecting another round of this to come in later this afternoon. What's happened, we have a couple of pieces of energy. This is the same storm system we've had for the last 2 days. It's just been edging closer to us. One piece of energy went through this morning, creating very, very heavy rain and that little bit of spin. So thus we had that tornado warning in Lower Bucks County. The next piece of energy is approaching along with this front. So we do have a little spin in the atmosphere, but we also have some lift out there, and it's very unstable. It's very humid in many places, and any sunshine we get is going to add to that instability. So here you go. We are going to expect to see at 1:30 more rain moving down the shore, heavy rain. This could move along the I-95 corridor between, say 1:30 and 3. And then we're going to start to see a little break in the action, maybe a little bit of clearing. And here comes this next batch coming in from the west. These may be isolated storm cells, and if they are, they could strengthen to marginal levels for severe weather, gusty winds, maybe a little hail, maybe a little spin with some of these, with a brief spin up. But any of these would dump torrential amounts of rain, and they move very, very slowly. By the time we get to about 9-10 o'clock tonight, we should be in the clear, and it looks like overnight we'll clear out and have lots of sunshine tomorrow. This is what we're concerned about today. Flooding is our #1 concern, that flash flooding. Some of these areas picking up 5, 6, 7 inches of rain since last night. Damaging winds, that is a moderate threat with any of these storms if they turn severe. The large hail is on the low end, and I have just bumped the tornado up to low simply because we've had those 2 tornado warnings. Nothing reported, though, as far as a touchdown. We do have this flash flood watch. This is until midnight tonight, and you can see we have just these 2 flash flood warnings going right now, but there may be more that pop up during the afternoon. Where you see the magenta colors, these bright colors, that is where we have seen that extremely heavy rainfall. One big cell sat over southern and central portions of Delaware for 3 hours, dumping over 6 inches of rain. And then we go up here to the area that they are doing that rescue and recovery in Upper Makefield. over 6 inches of rain, and there they estimated they got 6 to 7 inches of rain in as little as 1 hour. I mean, that's phenomenal. You don't even get that in hurricanes. That is incredible amount of water to fall. And then up into Northampton County, we're talking about Easton and Bushnell, Mount Bushkill, and Mount Bethel. That is where we saw anywhere from 4 to 5 inches of rain. And even with that storm that came through with the tornado warning that moved through from about Gladwin all the way up toward Warminster and Abington, that dropped 3 inches of rain, and that did so in as little as 1 hour. We are under a level 1 severe risk today, so it is at the low end, level 1 out of 5. Nonetheless, there is enough atmospheric instability that any storm that gets going could hit those marginal limits for being severe. And again, we've already had 2 brief tornado warnings because of spin-ups being no, they didn't happen, but being thought that they could happen. 80, that is going to be the high today if you get any sunshine out there. 92 tomorrow. That's the good news. We have a chance to dry out. The bad news, we have more showers and storms on the way for Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. Jan?